I got a question for you. Does your slice backhand drive and knife through the court, or does it float and flutter through the court? Well, many people out there struggle to have a nice driving slice backhand because they got some bad habits on their slice. And today I'm bringing in Gregg from Online Tennis Instruction. OTI is one of the most popular outfits out there when it comes to tennis instruction online. They have over 77,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they're part of our Tennis Con 3 event. Tennis Con is where we take the best coaches on the planet and bring them to you so they can spoon feed you the very best information on tennis so you can get rid of your bad habits. That's this year's theme, Breaking Bad. And there's so many people who have bad habits on the backhand side, whether it's trying to come over the ball or drive the ball with a slice. And so this video right here is a great video that's going to teach you the proper technique, give you some drills that you can do by yourself to really start driving that slice backhand. So watch this video, and then I'm going to be back to tell you how you can get a free ticket. That's right, I said a free ticket to Tennis Con this year, and you don't even need to leave your house.
Hello, Gregg for Online Tennis Instruction. In this month's Q&A, we're going to kick it off with a question from Laura. And the question is from one of our younger students. I'm 8 years old. Can you please give me some tips to learn the backhand slice, as most of your website focuses on topspin? So Laura, let's get started here. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is always the grip. So if we come in a little bit closer here, you want to make sure that you're on grip number 2, a continental. All right, I like to be a little bit on a stronger 2, so it's almost closer to 1.5, but I'm on 2. And why I like to be in that position is it allows me to, well, it closes the racket, because often players, you find them on grip 2.5 or even on a weaker 3, and it opens the racket up too much. Now on the slice backhand, believe it or not, the racket's open by almost less than 10 degrees, so it's barely open at the contact point. So that's why the grip structure is very important, right? Otherwise we end up floating the ball. So that's the first thing. So we line up our base knock on heel pad on grip number 2. And when it comes to the swing, you want to make sure you swing, you got to straighten the arm. So when players are learning this, I try to have them just start with a straight arm. It just makes it a lot easier. So you would be in your normal ready position, waiting with your, on your either neutral grip or your forehand grip. Then you would make a grip change, and you would find your backhand grip on 2, backhand slice grip, should I say, and then you're going to turn this way. And you see how my arm is straight. And I like to tell players it's like you're making the letter L over here. And the idea is you want to be swinging just from your shoulder. Right, we want to try to eliminate any of these extra movements with either the elbow or the wrist, because that takes a lot of timing. All right, so when it comes down to the swing, we want to turn the shoulders like we do for most shots with the unit turn, and get the racket to this position. And you see how my racket is barely open here, and my elbow is slightly raised in this position. All right, so I've turned nicely, and I've turned my back almost towards the net. Now here's a key difference between a slice backhand and a two-handed topspin backhand. This is very critical, because most two-handed players, or I'm saying they should, when you hit a two-handed backhand, you rotate all the way through, because your hitting shoulder is the rear shoulder here, so you have to rotate your shoulders. Now a one-handed player within the hit topspin, we recommend you stay sideways, more sideways with your body. So you want to be more sideways when you hit the one-handed backhand slice, right? So that's another thing about the body. So some progressions you can do, and I would recommend, especially at your age, is just choking up on the racket. It's a lot easier to control the racket, and also, the lower down you hold the racket on the grip, the stronger you got to be. So you want to develop the strength, but also you want to develop good arm mechanics from the get-go. So I'm going to choke the racket up, and I'm going to turn my shoulders. So I'm going to make a unit turn in this position. Now see my racket, how it's just slightly open, my elbow still raised, it's not in this position, okay? And then you're going to step forward, and actually I like to get players to sort of lean into it just a little bit, and then you want to play from the shoulder. Now I see that the swing path, how it differs from topspin. I'm going to swing slightly down to the contact point, and I want to finish slightly up, right? Topspin, we're going to swing from a low to high to give the ball spin where it spins end over end. So I want to swing slightly down, and often you want to think it's like a banana shape, or inverted bow. So it's slightly down, slightly up, right? So watch that again. So I'm going to choke the racket up, I'm going to make my grip change, I'm going to turn my shoulders. I'm in this position, right? Look at my elbow here, it's slightly raised. I'm going to step, I'm going to slightly down to contact. See, I'm leaning into the contact point, and I'm going to swing out, try to keep the racket on the same side as the hitting side. I'm finishing this position, tip of my racket is pointing more towards the side fence to my left. And you'll notice here, when I finish, I want my left hand to be back into this position, all right? So it's almost like a diagonal line with my arms. So that's a little bit about the swing. So you want to do a lot of shadow swings, ready position, change the grip, straighten the arm, turn the shoulders, step, separate the arms, and finish in this position right here, okay? So you do a lot of shadow swings that way. Then you can do some self feeds, and so you're going to find your grip, you're going to rotate. Now this one where it gets a little tough, you're going to have to toss under here. And I want to toss under at about a 45-degree angle so it's away from my body. And I'm going to toss the ball, catch the racket, and then separate the arms, all right? So I'm going to turn this way, toss under, catch, separate, and hold, all right? And the difference here is topspin, the ball's rotating this way, end over end. I want the ball to rotate the other direction. We call it underspin, all right? So what I'm showing you here is more of a underspin than a chop slice. So I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to straighten the arm, change the grip here in this position. I'm going to turn, toss, catch, separate. Okay, and watch it again. When I say catch, I want to still catch the racket with my left hand. And you may have to do this a couple of times to get used to it. So make the grip change, arm is straight, unit turn, toss, catch, separate, and hold in this position right here. And that's a great way to start to develop the sound mechanics and also develop the strength in your arm. And then you can start to move back and slowly go all the way down the grip until you make it all the way to the baseline. But you want to make sure you don't lose the structure with your arm and your wrist. So you want to be collapsing the elbow or the wrist. And often to help you with this initially, try to keep the racket head above your hand at impact, right? Now certainly you may start to drop a little bit as you start to play, but that just helps you to maintain good structure where you can play from your shoulder. So I hope that helps you.
Let's take a look at two examples of the underspin or slice backhand. If we look at the setup, you see how the right arm is almost all the way straight, left elbow is raised, and the racket is angled back slightly and slightly open. Now at the contact point, interesting to see how I'm contacting the ball above the wrist. The right arm is all the way straight away from the body. This allows me to really play from the shoulder so I can really hit a deep penetrating shot. You see how the left arm is going back as an added power source. We can see the finish of the shot, how the shoulder stays sideways. I have not released the wrist yet. That eliminates a lot of timing issues, but look at the height of the ball over the net staying very low, which can give my opponent a very difficult time on the other side. Now let's take a look at a second example, and you'll see a very similar setup. The right arm is straight, the racket is angled back slightly and slightly open, and the left elbow is raised. Now as we move to the contact point, you'll see how I'm contacting the ball above the wrist, and once again playing from the shoulder, which allows me to really hit a deep penetrating shot. The left arm is going back, which is an added power source. Now as we move on, you'll see how I'm staying sideways through the completion of the shot. I have not released the wrist yet. And you'll see how the ball is going to land really deep and it's going to really skid on the other side based on the trajectory, and this is going to give my opponent a very difficult time trying to return this ball.
Okay, so just to follow up from the slow motion, a lot of people tend to swing across the body this way. And why they do that is the racket's a little too open, so if they swing out towards their target, the ball's simply going to go straight up. So you have to adjust. By every degree the racket is open, you have to now swing down. You've got to match that degree for degree. So we end up doing this. And you actually end up putting what we call, that's the slice. The ball turns this way. But that ball tends to sit up. Now you can hit it and really knife it, but you have to work really hard to keep that ball low, all right? But if you just go here with the racket just slightly open, it allows you to have a longer hitting zone, and it's a lot easier to time that. So my swing is now going out to my target, but the only way to achieve that is to make sure that the racket's not severely open to contact, so you're not compensating by swinging down and across your body.
So like a lot of the big events like Dragon Con, Comic Con, you gotta leave your house, you gotta get in a plane, you gotta travel somewhere, not Tennis Con. So this is the ultimate online event for passionate tennis players over the age of 50, and you can watch it from the comfort of your own home as me and my buddy Matt Bradshaw travel out to Newcomb's Ranch, and we are surrounded by legends like John Newcomb and Mark Philippoussis and Roy Emerson, tons of Mark Woodford, tons of legends, as we're also then giving you the best lessons on the planet so you can break your bad habits. So who's part of this event? We have Gigi Fernandez, Rick Macy, online tennis instruction, Jeff Saltonstein, essential tennis, Fuzzy Yellow Balls, daily tennis lesson, time value of tennis, racket. I could go on and on. I could go on. It's the best of the best online instructors, and we all give a piece of content. I make a piece of content. We all are trying to focus on your bad habits, whether it's your serve that goes off, your forehand that you can't seem to control, your backhand that gets picked on, your swingy volleys. We have an answer for all of that if you join us for Tennis Con. It starts the week of October 20th, and you can get yourself a free ticket. Now, free tickets are not available yet. They're going to become available in October, like second week of October. But the way that you can get notified to get a free ticket is you can get on my email list right now if you're not currently on my email list. And I want to give you a free training series on the 5 big rocks of tennis. There's 5 big key areas of tennis that you've got to master if you want to move up a level, start beating people that maybe are getting you right now. And so it's a free training series that you're going to love, and that's going to get you on my list. And then when Tennis Con comes up, you're going to be ready. So I hope you enjoyed that lesson from online tennis instruction. Thank you, Greg, so much for allowing us to use that piece of content. Make sure that you check out their YouTube channel, their website. They're really, really good. And make sure that you're ready and going to get your ticket to Tennis Con 3.